Hello and welcome, PocketWatch here, and it's about time for another episode of White Album2. Let's continue with the snow melts until it falls again. I will try to make this one episode. Not sure if I will do one episode out of this because it's quite long, but probably will. But yeah, anyway, let's just continue and let's see. Apparently, this is the chapter where people actually fall in love with Kazusa, so let's see what this chapter is all about. Oh, hey, good morning. Hey, class rep, Kitara. Oh, yes. Okay. Who is speaking? Some random classmate, I guess. We've got something that needs handing out. Can you come to the faculty room? The deadline for collecting them is tomorrow, actually. Okay, that's the teacher, probably. How long have these been sitting on your desk? Don't worry about the details. Just take care of it right away, right? Yeah. I'll see what I can do. Sorry to put it on you again. Anyway, take these. Careful, they are pretty heavy. 2 weeks after the end of 2 weeks after the end of the summer break. It was mid-September, and both students and teachers had just about stopped dragging out the summer break. Oh? Kihara-kun, sorry to grab you like this during lunch, but do you have a minute? What, is there a problem? Yeah, pretty serious one. Look, today's the regular library board meeting, right? Yeah? Now that you mention it. Huh? But what about Harada-san? Exactly. Hiram is out with cold, so we need a substitute. Okay, so this is not like teacher, this is just people from different clubs, or like actually from the student council, people that want him like to help and stuff. Oh, we need a substitute. This doesn't really have to do anything with me though, right? No, it doesn't. So, what are you smiling for? Apparently they are talking about some pretty important stuff today. Hiromi begged us to find someone. Okay. It's happening right now in the library. I knew we could count on you, class rep. You've always so dependable whenever it's necessary or not. Okay, so not from the student council, just like random classmates from different clubs. Okay. Yes. More importantly, I'm late for the 5th period. Will you explain to teachers for me? Sure will. I will even answer roll call for you if you want. No, I'd rather you didn't do that with your voice. Huh? Why? Guitar Haruki, the class representative, class 3E, was being pushed around by everyone around him, just like always. Maybe even more than before. Yeah, expected from his behavior and like how he is. On top of his usual work as class representative, there were the orders from the teachers who depended on him for the past 3 years. There were the minor tasks from his classmates whose confidence had newly won, and hey, Haruki, let's go. Chihashi. Okay. We set up our homepage. It's just a start, but it's something. I was hoping we could get your opinion on some stuff. Oh! So they're having a website, actually. Okay. Can't the community members figure something out for that? No way, those guys don't have any skills or ideas. Every single one of them said, whatever Haruki says goes. Look, I'm not part of that committee this year. Yeah, okay, they're depending on Haruki way too much. Like, I think like basically like representatives of like different clubs just don't want to bother with the responsibilities, and they're just like, yeah, Haruki will do that. They're just like, yeah, like pretty much using him. Yeah. I knew like they probably used him a lot, but that's kind of like everything, basically. They like set everything for him to do. Moreover, he had to assist the school festival committee, which had also sprung into action with the beginning of the second term. leaving him with almost no free time during breaks or after school. You are regretting leaving the upperclassmen alone and taking charge for the past 2 years, huh? Well, I don't think that was a good thing for the underclassmen either, but this year... What? Band practice? But you're not actually gonna perform, right? So, who cares if you don't show up on every rehearsal? Yeah, little you know. Well, maybe, but you never know. What, do you seriously believe Takaya is gonna get sick or something? He'll be more likely to get stabbed by some girl. Okay, yeah. I guess that makes sense. And you think the likelihood of that is low? Come on, we won't get anywhere without you. Well, let's go. Alright, I will just hang on a second. Later, Toma. Huh. So, I thought like these are like different time periods. Like this whole conversation happened in like, I don't know, there were like little time skips in between. But he literally just like went in the morning to talk to Kazusa, and bunch of people just came to him to like ask for stuff to do, and he just agreed to everything. Huh. I thought like, you know, here they stopped him, time skip, something else, time skip, something else, time skip, something else. But that was like just one barrage of like things. Okay, well, that's kinda crazy. Careful on your way home. Let's go, Haruki. Okay. Without receiving any response from Kazusa, would have been staring out the window from the next seat, showing no interest in exchange playing out. Kitahara, who is not actually part of the festival committee, but an important part of the main staff anyway, was all but dragged out by the classroom by Hayasaka, with whom he had grown close enough to be considered good friends. For the next few seconds, a certain someone took the time to settle her breathing. Okay. Fortunately, the racket of the entire window side row of the desk being toppled like dominoes that immediately followed did not reach Kitahara's ear as he walked down the hallway. What? Racket the entire... So, did Kazusa just kick a, like, chair or the table? She just kicked. Is that what it means? That day in Music Room 2, a tempestuous performance took place with a certain fighting spirit that had not been present for quite a while. The single piano was enough to drown out the rehearsal of the wind ensemble on the first floor, and this show of thearism from the music program only served to lower an ensemble member's motivation. Today, however, the slow guitar did not mix itself with the loud reverberations of the piano. Okay. As a result, the voltage of Kazusa's performance kept on increasing. Okay. Of course, it was because she could play more comfortably without that clumsy racket to afflict her. Nothing quite so positive. That yes man, doormat, opportunist, evasive bastard. She started insulting Haruki. She played it fortissimo, so that no one else would hear her tirade. Since the end of the summer break, Kazusa and Kitahara had barely exchanged a word. Oh my god, she's jealous of other people talking to him. And like, pretty much like stealing him from her, if you think about this. It was bad enough that she wondered what the point of the dramatic chance encounter that day had even been. The rest of the world probably would have understood it this way. The liquid girl ignored the class entirely, no matter how cordial he was with her or how much he spoke with her. Why aren't you coming to practice? Do you not understand that we have 0 time left? This is interesting that it's not exactly the same. It's not exactly the same, okay? I know. But I can see a little bit of Setsuna in this. Like, Setsuna doesn't want like Kazusa and Haruki to go away, want to be friends forever, and she's being upset when one of them is away and stuff. And he's like kinda similar. I mean, she's kinda in love with Haruki at this point, so that's given, I guess. But this is like a little bit too extreme of the reaction. Like, he just didn't come out like to play like one day, so kinda extreme. But I don't know, I just kinda can see Setsuna in this a little bit. That's my random thought. But the truth, well, the truth with Kazusa was the complete opposite, and the fact that things had reached this state of crisis was all on Kitahara. True enough, because I'd been completely ignoring all of Kitahara's appeals to her for the past several days, but it wasn't because she refused to respond to him, regardless of what he said. As far as Kazusa was concerned, the entire problem was that he wasn't saying the right things. Yeah, and this like kept building up. Like, no wonder Kazusa is so broken when Setsuna took initiative. Jesus. Good morning, whatever. Goodbye, couldn't care less. Did you do your homework? Not even worth a glance. I want you to teach me more about guitar. Why couldn't he just say that? That's why you haven't improved at all. You don't know a thing. Well, how does he know that you want him to play better? Stuff. Like, this is miscommunication on your side, basically. It's not his fault. That's why, yeah, after about 20 days of teaching him remotely from Music Room 2, Kazusa had hit the wall. This is you thinking teaching him. I mean, he thinks that too as well, but he have no idea that's you, so why would he ask you to teach more about guitar? He have no reason to ask you. Like, he knows that you are famous, like, and stuff, but he's like, whatever. He doesn't care about that. And he doesn't know that you actually want to talk to him, because you're always so close. She had provided him with all the support she could give, helping him with the piano, the bass, the drums, and every bit of her talent, knowledge and genius. Nevertheless, the student who became prodigal through sheer hard work still didn't show any silver of progress in learning to play those instruments properly. She couldn't get a grasp of the limits of his abilities, his potential for growth, or the speed of his development. She found herself recalling how vexed she felt as a child, when her friends dropped out of their piano class one by one, and their social group steadily vanished. And so, Kazusa got more and more irritated. I wonder if they dropped out because they felt like they're wasting time, or like, you know, the piano is not for them, or they dropped out because Kazusa been so good, you know, and they just felt inferior to her. I wonder. Now that she thought about it, maybe the whole thing was hopeless from the start. She was a coach with hardly any, and with absolutely no patience at all. Yeah, that's terrible. The fact that she lacked any teaching experience, rather a lack of communication skills in general, meant that attempts to come to a mutual understanding were unconvincing. Okay, what kind of a hazel routine was this anyway? No contact, no knowledge of the mentor's true identity, no motion of whatever he recognized her as a mentor in the first place. Yeah, pretty much what I said, like, he have no idea that's you. So he have, like, no reason to ask you to teach him more. The more she thought back on it, the more it seems to her like she had left too much up to the chance. In a way, that might have led the class rep to lecture her for being unreasonable. Yeah, god damn it, amateur. Don't you have any sense of urgency? Nope. And in her impatience, she muttered things like she didn't really mean. Then started to fear that what she said had been the truth in her mind, which worsened her anxiety, throwing her into a vicious cycle. Of course, Kazusa didn't realize it. She didn't realize the serious symptoms were sprouting up within her. Okay, so she didn't realize that she's in love, basically. Like, she's starting to like Haruki, I think. That's what that means. The impatience, irritation, the anger she was feeling was over somebody else. When she had barely even looked at anybody else for the past several years. Hey, good morning. You're 5 minutes later than usual today. Okay, that's Haruki. Your eyes are red too. I've never known you step up late. Did you nap too much during the day so you couldn't sleep at night? She probably cried. That's my guess. She cried. That's why she had red eyes. Or maybe you were preparing for the next week. Proficiency tests. Ah, sorry. Forget what I just said. Anyway, keep your focus up today. No, hey, don't go back to sleep already. What's the point of coming to school if that's all you do? Kazusa having to deal with this clueless yammering after finally being through her homeroom teacher nastiness fell forward on her desk in an exaggerated way, as if to say, do whatever the hell you want, I don't care anymore. Wow. You seem very exhausted. What were you doing last night? Whose damn fault do you suppose it is? Well, how is he supposed to know? God damn it, Kazusa. Your communication problem started a very long time ago. She swallowed this gripe before it could leave her mouth. As Kitahara had pointed out, she had barely slept at all the night before, engrossed in sort of pensiveness, with which had been unfamiliar to this point. Brooding over pitiful Kitahara and the triple handicap. He could hardly practice because he was so busy. The practicing he didn't manage didn't bring any improvement, and he showed no signs whatever of being concerned about this. Yeah, I mean, at this point he doesn't think he's going to play, right? Like, at this point they still have like the full party basically in the club, so he thinks that Takaya is going to play. He's just like backup just in case there, right? That's why they were talking, actually, that's why they were talking before, like, what do you think, like, Takaya is going to be sick? Now I get this. I just realized that's what they're talking about before, right? Yeah, okay. You got Sua for the first period, so you should probably try to at least appear awake. Do you really understand where things stand? There's no way you will be ready for the school festival at this rate. Even your little memory-making notions on a shaky ground. Even as she flagrantly ignored her neighbor gaze, Kazusa's head was full of nothing but said neighbor. I will have to tell him directly after all. I'll have to show the truth in his face, like I did over the summer break. Yeah, and you never actually did. Like, Haruki had to, like, actually find you for you to start actually making a move. Haruki must have became Kyosuke before. Little Bastards reference, by the way. It's on the channel as well, if you would like to watch and stuff. Since last night? No. Since yesterday afternoon? No, since the start of this week, she had worried and fumed more than the guy himself had, and ended up only going in circles with no progress made. But wouldn't that be way too pushy? Like, the sort of thing that Hara always does? Why should I have to do something like that in the first place? There's no reason for me to go that far for an idiot like him. Baka? Yeah. Yes, there is. Oh, she actually said that out loud. Huh? What is? Shut up, none of your business. Whatever. Think about how much I've suffered because you insist on butting in, you idiot. In that case, who could blame me for relatiling a bit? Kazusa was dead tired. That was almost certainly what led her into this introversion of priorities. Yeah, I will let him have it. I will point out every little mistake he makes in minute detail. I will teach him what a shameless, hypocritical thing he's been doing. Music? I can do that. There's no way I will fall behind this dumbass in anything that's not studying. Yeah, that's it. I'll push him so hard that he will never be able to play guitar again, out of sheer embarrassment. Okay. The fact that playing a live show was his goal was a stroke of bad luck for Kazusa. To her, failing at recitals absolutely unthinkable. She would start her intensive practice more than a month in advance, sparing not a second for sleep, playing and playing until no matter how rigidly nervous she was. No, even if she were to lose consciousness, her body would still be able to produce what she had practiced on its own. That was the norm for her. Until 2 years ago. She never found it painful or difficult. Ah. I mean, yeah, it's been the time skip for 2 years when Yoko left. Yeah, true. True. That was in the beginning. When it came to music and music alone, she was way more diligent than he was, and she allowed with no compromise. Don't resent me for this, Kitahara. We were both unlucky. That's what Kazusa told herself. What do you mean we're both unlucky? I'm not sure what she means by this. Also, I think like Kitahara, like Haruki doesn't think of himself as unlucky here, maybe? It's just her thought, but anyway, I'm not sure what she means here. Like, we are both unlucky? I'm not sure. That was what Kazusa told herself. That were it not for the matter for the music, she wouldn't have involved herself this deeply. She was supposed to have thrown away this pride 2 years ago, but she chose not to think about that right now. So I can see like why Kazusa thinks she's unlucky, because she wanted to forget and bury the time that happened like 2 years ago, and now it resurfaced because of Haruki. I don't know why she thinks that Haruki is unlucky though. I don't know. I think it's just like actually just for herself, and she's just like telling herself that's Haruki case too, but it's not really. Now that I've decided, it's simple. I'll take action after school. Hey Toma, would you mind hanging around a little bit before you leave? Oh, okay. So Haruki take initiative actually. Huh? And after school, Kousei initiative was suddenly stolen. Nice. I want to talk to you about something, but only once everyone else has left. Just the two of us? I mean, I guess so. That's what you would prefer anyway, right? Wait, what? Wow, she's so frustrated right now. Her invitation, delivered openly in front of everyone, completely put to waste the strategy that Kazusa had spent entirely of their class time considering. How to start talking to him without everyone noticing, how to grab him alone without causing any suspicious, and it left her in unnecessary fluster. See you, Haruki. Thanks to in advance on the physics notes tomorrow. Oh yeah, see you. Hey, why don't you take them for once? Bye, Kitahara. Yeah, see you tomorrow. Hara. God damn it. But in spite of Kouseim's agitation, their classmates just strolled right by the two of them, exchanging seemingly habitual parting greeting with Kitahara. Yeah, like Kazusa, you observed that over and over before. Like no one give a fuck. Like, this is like what Haruki is. Like, he would do this with everyone. It's not like someone will think, oh, Haruki, like, is dating you or something. Because that's what he's doing, like, basically with everyone. Like, no one will, like, even have a second thought about this. They showed no sign of teasing the two of them. It was clear from their faces that they were simply observing the usual scene of the class rep futile middling being ignored by the delinquent girl, as though it was something fascinating. Mind looking up, class rep, I'm heading out. Yeah, I'll bring keys back to the faculty room, see you. In other words, there's no misunderstanding whatsoever. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, I recorded like 25 minutes and I think I will take a break for today. I will continue tomorrow. What do you cut? For me it's going to be another day, I guess, when I will continue. Okay, another day, and once again I did not sleep, so yeah, great, good job me. Anyway, let's go. So, wait, why is my green screen cutting off my... Oh, this is my camera, wait. What? Why is it like that? Ah. Anyway. The lack of unnecessary prying from others should have been something desirable to Kazusa, but she was at that complicated age when she couldn't feel completely satisfied. She couldn't keep from feeling the tiniest bit of something like humiliation. Whenever it was how trusted the class rep character was, or that the delinquent girl misanthropy had soaked in. So, what I want to talk about, okay, because they are all now. And while she was imposed by those unhappy thoughts, before she realized it, they were the only two left in the classroom, yeah. In other words, Kazusa was hanging around a little bit longer before leaving, just as she had been asked. I'm sorry, I actually wanted to talk to you right after the end of the summer break. I've just been really busy lately. Yeah, with like everything that people like push on you, yeah. I'm leaving. Wait, what? Why? I don't care if you're busy or not. I've got nothing to talk to you about. Wow. She's frustrated because he did not talk to her before. Not like, yeah, I'm angry at you because, you know, you just want to talk to me. No, it's like, you should have talked to me earlier. But she had something to talk about. She had been planning to just before. I get that, but it's just a second. Shut up. I said I'm leaving. Fuck off. She'd been waiting for the right timing to talk to him since the middle of the end of the day homeroom. The fact that he spoke to her first should be a godsend. Didn't you stick around this long so you could hear what I had to say? What kind of delusion, stuck-up delusion are you spouting, you idiot? You think I would just go along and whatever you tell me to do, idiot? Here, let me run that by. Wait, here, let me run that by you again. Wait, what? What is this sentence even? Let me run that by you again. Wait, what? But Thelma, when we were on the summer break, I have goddamn no idea what you're talking about. Okay, so he wanted to talk actually about the lessons, I guess. Hey, this conversation was moving faster and farther away from her intentions, and the one freaking out about it most was Kazuha herself. Anyway, I'm busy, I don't have time to run along. Every bit of pointless rubbish you throw at me, move. Okay. The situation of the two of them alone in the classroom at dusk, Kazusa was thousands of times more stoked about it than anyone else, and probably more than the boy here with her too. It was too much, way too much. I told you it won't take long, I said move. Oh, there you are, Haruki. Wow, who's intervening? But actually maybe it's a good thing. But who is this? Oh, okay, Chihachi. The sudden excessive noise blasting into the stillness of the classroom made Kazusa's heart jump even higher. Okay, so she thinks like, oh, they discovered us two alone together in the room. But yeah, like, no one cares. Like, everyone thinks that Haruki's just doing his usual stuff. Chihachi is still there? Oh. She had become a little calmer. She would have known immediately that the noise came from the classroom door being flung open, and slightly over-familiar voice of the Hayasaka, Kitahara's sudden new best friend. Of course I'm still here. You've gotta take me, I gotta take you with me. Huh? Okay. So, now suddenly... Setsuna... Actually, no. Okay, who answered this? I don't know, Kazusa or Haruki. Anyway, I don't know who answered this. She would have also been realized what this over-familiar best friend was after. Wait, don't tell me you're still... Hmm? I mean, like, I thought your suggestions yesterday were great, but the other guys, you're coming in with this and that and whatever, even though they aren't actually doing anything. Oh! Wow, Chihashi best friends! You actually realized that? That people just like want stuff from Haruki and they're not doing anything. That's what I actually said last time. So they didn't agree with what Kitahara says goes at all. Wow. So first they said like, hey, do that for us, and then no, this is wrong. Wow. What they expected. Like, if you want something like be made good, the best way is to make it yourself. I mean, it depends on your skill and stuff, but yeah. Okay. Please, so this is Haruki actually saying, like, like, why you want me to go? Okay. Please, Haruki, you are the only one who can shut those morons into submission. How many times do I have to tell you I'm not on your committee? Don't be like that. Now it's not the time. Our festival is in the crisis. I did not question that before, but I felt like Haruki was always in the committee before. Like, he quit being the in the committee in the introductory chapter, right? After he recruited Kazusa, basically. Or I just misremember something. Or Chihashi is in different committee than Haruki now. Or Haruki was always only a class rep. That's what they meant. That he stopped becoming a class rep. I may have not remembering a little bit about this. You can let me know in the comments. Don't be like that. No, not the time. Our festival is in crisis. I don't think you're feeling a sense of crisis at all, though. And unfortunately, Kosa did know one thing. Kitahara's next line in the course of his development was all too predictable. Sorry, Toma, could you wait a second? Yeah. Leaving again for someone else's problems. This is translating to introductory chapter so well, I think. Like, this did not change this sentence. Just leaving me for someone else's problems. As she felt up, her curt reply came off naturally. I promise I won't be long. I will be back in 10 minutes. Yeah, it won't even take 5. Come on, Haruki. Look, even Chihashi is saying so. In 5 minutes, I'll be in my front door. Toma. Yes, it was curt, bland, forcefully dry in tone. Not even the finest hint that she was gritting her teeth escaped. He'll be back, okay? Stay here. Hey, don't speak for... Whoa, don't pull me. I will be right back, so... Come on, Haruki. Yeah, I'm coming. Okay. And I missed the chance. You know why my camera feels weird right now? Like, I feel like my green screen is like giving like this like weird grain and stuff. I mean, I've always been giving grain because I have quite high on the settings. But I think that's because the light is like different. Like, it's actually morning / early day when I'm recording this, which I'm very not used to. And this is not usually the light settings I have. Ah. Okay, anyway. Assuming that Kozusa had turned away and was packing her things, getting ready to leave, had ignored the end of what he said. Kitahara, not a member of the school festival committee, but apparently their chairman regardless, was dragged out of the classroom by Asaka by the second day in a row. Okay, and for the next few seconds, the girl took the time to settle breathing. I'm leaving. But today, she just slumbered her shoulders exhausted. It was 5 o'clock in the afternoon. The setting sun, dyed red, shone the classroom at a low angle. In this space dominated by stillness, the one who had muttered I'm leaving an hour ago, a half ago, remained slouched over the desk, staring vacantly at the glow of the sky. Wow, she did not leave actually. She's still staying there. She spent 9 times 10 minutes or 8 times 5 minutes of idleness, and then she burned the steady shift of the light in the classroom from bright white into dim red into her eyes in real time. Huh. I wonder if Haruki never came back because Kazusa said like, yeah, I'm leaving, so he thought like she actually will leave. And he never realized that she actually waited for him this whole time. Huh. She gets, and also she can like blame this basically, like she can like still be herself. If like Haruki figured this out, like if he would like come back to classroom, she can like still play this off as like, oh, I fall asleep. Basically, I've been not waiting for you, I just fall asleep, so you're lucky. That's what Kazusa can say. Easily. She had tried to leave the classroom a number of times. In fact, she had stepped out a few of those times. Just once, she had made it to the shoe locker and even changed her shoes. Wow, okay. However, for some reason, once it was time to progress beyond that point, she couldn't move. And when she turned around, she suddenly found herself moving double time. She'd cursed her feet over and over for it. Her brain, even with its sleep defect, refused to let her rest. All it did was churn out guess concerning what he wanted to talk about. Maybe he finally acknowledged his lack of training and had come to beg for guidance. I talked about this yesterday, I think, but I forgot that one part. So I don't know if you talked about this in the comments or not. But I forgot like Kazusa personally trained him basically with guitar for some time during the summer break. Only later she started playing the piano and like never interacted with Haruki. So like I said before, he have no like way of knowing that she's like good at piano or something. I mean, for like training him, like I had rant like this in the previous like recording session, like this 20 minutes at the beginning. Yeah, that's my bad. Like he fully know that he can ask Kazusa to teach him. Basically, he's like fully aware of that. Like she trained him personally in the school during the summer break. Somehow it evaporated in my mind. Sorry about that. Maybe it's because it's been so long since I last time read, actually. But anyway, I'm on a good spot now again. Oh, 1 second. Okay. Though he really had the sense of danger he was in, maybe he wouldn't have been dragged off by the festival committee like this. Maybe he'd realized the true identity of the master of the music room too. Nope. But if he had, what he would say, how should she respond to it? If he knew who she was, what kind of feeling would he have towards her? And what would he say to her as the result of that? Like I care. As she muttered this bluff that no one would hear, Kazusa was on the verge of tears over how pathetic she was, trapped in this unlikely situation, waiting and waiting for this male classmate of hers in the darkening room. That sucked. Now it was 7 o'clock. The sunset had quickened and finally passed, and the first star was gleaming in the fully darkened sky. In this space dominated not by stillness but also by darkness, the one who had muttered "I'm leaving" 3.5 hours ago looked up to the soon-to-be starry sky, shocked by the extent of her own stupidity. Even the vaguest movement was too much trouble now. The security guard had finally come to warn her. However, she somehow managed to remain there under the pretext of staying here due to being the part of the school festival committee, and outright a lie that she only recognized in her mind, as well as her calling card as Thomas' son-daughter. She couldn't help but laugh at herself, waiting and waiting like a faithful dog. I want to talk to you about something. She stayed here in the chair in the classroom because she's been told, sit. Could you wait a second? She was unable to leave the school because she's been told, stay. By this stupid class representative who came running to her at the worst times but treated her like a pet dog as soon as she showed a tiny bit of modesty. Wow, like her mindset is like kinda ridiculous here, holy shit. The most ridiculous thing was that even so her current situation was just a bit more comfortable than spending time at home, where there was no one else. No, I'm leaving, I'm out. Nevertheless, Kazusa made up her mind, this time would be the one. I'll be back in 10 minutes. If you hadn't come back in the next 10 minutes... It was 8:30, wow. It's been another hour and a half. I have kinda chills on this. And Haruki never came back because, like, Kazusa been like so confident about, yeah, I'm leaving. So he's like, yeah, she left. There's nowhere, no, like, you know, no meaning for me to come back to this classroom if this is empty. He never considered that Kazusa may wait for him, because she never gave him like an, you know, insights, opportunity and stuff, like to think that she might be different for him than she's for anyone else. God damn it. She didn't know whenever it was the day of the harvest moon, but the moon floating in the sky was near a perfect circle. She never would have seen this picture square if she hadn't stayed in the classroom this late. So did Kazusa take some time to reflect upon this gift born of pure chance? Okay, what the hell is that idiot doing? Of course not. The cacophony following this explanation of every desk in the classroom being kicked over one by one echoed in the vein of the deserted hallway, so she started kicking desks again. Okay. Hey, I'm sorry about yesterday. So this is the next day. I'm leaving. Yeah, next day before school. Kazusa saw the classroom from distance, loitering around at the school gate as though waiting for someone. But she waited until he had gone to the trouble of walking up to her and apologizing before turning around with the arrogant look of disgust on her face. No, really, I'm sorry. The piece of Jihashi wound up a little bit longer than I assumed it would, so I just went straight home. Oh. Ah ha ha. Taking no notice of this nonsense excuse, Kazusa let her feet carry her further and further away from the campus. In other words, in order to be able to converse with Kazusa, he would have to risk being late himself. Okay. Interesting. So, just at Empress, how long did it take? Oh, I mean, just a little bit longer. actually I'm leaving after all. Okay, so she really want to know how long that actually took and how much time she wasted, basically, waiting for him. Like, quote, like, wasted. She knew that just a little bit was a complete lie. Ever as she had supposedly gone straight home, Kosa couldn't point out the lie and had no other option but to put distance between herself and the school and get the revenge that was equal to her stress. I think like this little actually means that he took like maybe half an hour later and he just left. But maybe I'm wrong and he actually worked on the festival for like several hours and he like be very related later after she left. Maybe he was like until like 9 PM at school or something. I don't know. We'll see. Sorry, it wasn't entirely true. It was just a little more than just a bit. Just tell me. Just before 9. Okay, so he actually... Okay, never mind. Huh. Okay. Okay, so I was wrong. My bad. I think I underestimated Haruki. By the time Kazusa finally left the classroom, felt disappointed. It was already 8:50. Wait, they just missed... Oh, wait, a little bit more. Realizing that waiting just 10 more minutes would actually have worked this time. Wait, she really did not wait these 10 minutes? Oh wait, she waited this 10 minutes. And it was 8:30. Okay, so 10 minutes, she means like another 10 minutes, another 10 minutes, another 10 minutes. That's what she means, I think, here. Where was I? Where is it? Here. Realizing that waiting just 10 more minutes would actually work this time, caused irritation. I left the building at 9:30 after setting all the desks and chairs up. Oh yeah, must have been an earthquake. Or your legs. An earthquake restricted entirely to our classroom? Well, it's not like I care either way. As such, she firmly made up her mind not to apologize. Anyway, again, I'm really sorry. If we could talk after school today instead. Nope. No way, I'm not gonna waste my time. Yeah. And to never again accept a request from this guy, since she clearly wouldn't follow through. I thought you might say that. Could we just take a second now? With this difficult to refuse favor coming just as she was trying to resolve herself, she was once again at the loss of words. We can talk here by the road or that park over there, whatever, please. Being clever and sly like this was a distinct characteristic of his, and was the facet that was difficult to tolerate. If we loiter like that, we'll be late. Then we could turn around and start heading back towards school at least. Being stubborn and unreasonable like this was a distinct characteristic of Kazusa's, and it was a facet that was rather shameful. If we run, we'll make it in time. What I want to talk to you really is that short. Okay. You know, Toma, you showed up to school earlier today than I thought you would. Let me guess, she was... No, never mind, because Haruki went actually to this classroom later. I thought like for a second she slept in the classroom, but... Sorry, I'm not like fully focused, I guess, but... I'm getting this. If you got something to say, say it. Don't keep pausing to act high and mighty, idiot. In the end, unable to tell him that she hadn't slept 2 nights in a row out of anger, she had no choice but to fold. Listen, I know it's been a while, but I wanted to thank you for what you did during the summer break. Okay. I actually want to talk about this. Okay, good. You've been chasing me around over something so stupid. This might seem stupid to you, but it wasn't to me. A little bit appreciation that Kazusa wanted. Well, she wanted him to not fuck up the festival, but still. They had moved to a small park by the by the roadside, and as they sat side by side on the bench, Kosa was quite aware of the fact that they might look like they were on a date. Like the Hara words with themselves, but a date to her mind had a fairly strong impact on her. Okay. Also, we still don't know since when Haruki loves Kazusa, right? That was not in this novel. This is only about Kazusa realizing when she started falling in love with him. But we still don't know when exactly Haruki fell in love with her. We know it's been a long time, but we still don't know. I think, like, based on, like, opening and, like, ending, I don't know which one. I tried to analyze. I didn't actually come back to analyzing it again, by the way. I'm sorry. I think, like, Haruki might have seen Kazusa somewhere before they met at school and stuff. And he, like, fall in love with her before that. Like, before even, like, this novel is happening, before they are in, like, high school, I think, like, this is so old love, basically, from Haruki. And it's one-sided from, like, past. She doesn't even, like, know that Haruki knew about her. Maybe. Or something, you know? Maybe he saw her on stage. And then saw her in school. And he was, like, silently admiring her. Maybe, you know? Or something. I don't know. I have a feeling, like, Haruki knows, like, I've had these feelings for her for, like, much longer. But he cannot, like, go through with them. Or something. Maybe. I'm not sure, but could be. That's the impression I got from Haruki from the introductory chapter. That it might be something that is, like, way longer. For him, at least. Okay, they had moved to a small park by the roadside, and as they sat by their side on the bench, Kosa was quite okay. Date, fairly strong impact. Yeah, okay. It made me really happy. I was sure no one could possibly take any interest in my guitar playing. I'm not interested. I was just sick of the racket. Yeah, that's straightforward. I know I said this already, but I'm just started playing the guitar this year, and I've had to teach myself, since I'm not getting any real lessons. As you pointed out, I developed some weird habits in my playing. Those aren't habits, they are proof of the limit of your ability. Oof. Regardless, you are a big help. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I don't care. Her face was hot. All those words she hadn't heard in the past several years. Appreciated. Thank you, and so on, embarrassed her so much that her whole body felt itchy and brought about another different sort of feeling as well. Okay. I see. Wow. Haruki fixing Kazusa. Honestly, I was on the verge of giving up. I felt like I hadn't made any improvement at all before summer break, even with all the practicing I was doing. Oh, don't worry, you weren't mistaken. Even since the day, I've gradually started feeling some effect. I mean, sure, only just a tiny bit of time, but you're not mistaken there either. They are only improving a tiny bit at a time. You are only improving. I feel like I'm on the verge of grasping something, like playing it, getting more fun, or if that's how you feel, then play more, practice. Quit bothering me. It was such a corny speech, fully loaded with openings for her to counter, and yet for some reason she couldn't find it in herself to interrupt him right now. Wow. And this is not only because he thanked her, from what it seems. This last sentence, it's like Kazusa. Like Kazusa had no fun for a long time playing this, but she might like remember how she used to be because of this. She didn't want to shut him up with voice. She wanted to keep listening. Listen to his words of praise for her. Listening to acknowledgement of the ways she'd helped him. Also, I just realized, like, this acknowledgement, it's not only like, you know, simple thank you as the thank you. It's also something that she wanted for a long time from her mother, from Yoko, right? Like, acknowledgement and going with her to like different country and stuff to take me with you. And she didn't got, like, you know, acknowledged and stuff. So it's like double emotional for her. I think so I'm really grateful to you. I owe you a lot. I know you've said this 100 times already, but thank you. I've said this. Listening to this slight sweetness in his words, which could be interpreted as the confession, depending on the circumstances. After all, Tomoko laughed all sweet things, not just pudding. Ah, okay, this is awesome. And here, huh? And carrying on the same blunt, straightforward manner, Kitahara Haruki took a paper package out of his bag and held out to her. I hope you like it. Oh, he got her a present! Is this something we see in the introductory chapter? Come on, what did he got you? The present was just like him, simply wrapped by carrying strength, tension, and sincerity. No matter how she tried to twist her interpretation of it, that was the only way she could perceive it. Kitahara? This time, his face seems to be heating up. There was too much sweat on his forehead to ascribe it as the simple leftover summer heat. What is the meaning of this? You will see when you open it. As hard as it was to believe, given her figure and looks, because I had never been given such a straight pitch up until now, and in a manner that was so direct, no less. Whenever some sort of the sentiment was conveyed to her like this, it was why she had no regard of anything outside the piano. Jesus, this is like almost like officially asking out Kazusa. Almost like officially, like, you know, asking her out. Like, they could just leave Setsuna behind right in this moment. If only Kazusa would open up, probably. Because I think, like, Haruki definitely have her feelings for her for longer than this chapter is going. That's what I think. I'm not sure, but it just feels like this. Might be totally wrong, but yeah. When she quit looking at the piano, she quit becoming someone who inspires those sorts of feeling in other people. That's why? While she could have torn him apart verbally, she could have rejected him, she could have derided him. Kazusa simply snatched the package away from him wordlessly and opened it with the seriousness on her face, forgetting that if there was true sincerity inside the present, she ought to have some kind of answer prepared. Okay, what is this? What? Chlorophyll Publishing Sprout. Series 16, the Foundational English Grammar. Huh? I'm with Kazusa. This one. Like, why you thought this is good idea? Good. What's the. What? I guess you are like, oh, you struggle with English, I will buy you English grammar. Because that's what student needs when they struggle with English. God damn it, Haruki. Wow. I wonder if she actually have this book in her room or something, if I go back to like checking CGs or something. The wrapping paper, which was actually paperback from the store, was crushed and crumpled. I looked really hard for it. It's from the minor series, so they don't sell it in small bookstores. A reference book. I can vouch for it though. I was in the middle school, it helped me a lot with exams and stuff. For middle school students. God damn it. You have way too many thoughts about this. Like I said, I hope you like it. Yeah. Dot, 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 dot. She's just dotting. As in the first episode. Anyway. While we get back to school, we should still be able to make it in. Before that, can I ask you one thing? What is this? Why would you give me this? It certainly was a straight pitch. A pitch that could keep her solidly at arm's length. Well, I mean, the day before, Takamura-sensei said you didn't even know the basic of English grammar. God fucking damn it, I knew Haruki did something like this. You struggle with English, I will just buy you an English book. Damn it. That's so Haruki. Of course she didn't. Because every time she was called to the class, she ignored it completely. No matter what class. So after class, I walked all the way to the Kintagunya bookstore in Onjuku. The day before yesterday. So... he wanted to talk to her to give this present to her yesterday, basically. So this was the whole... So it's not like he bought this like today as the apology for, you know, for not showing up yesterday. It's actually the thank you that he wanted to give yesterday. I mean, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Why think like differently? Anyway, yeah, makes sense. The day that Kazusa spent waiting in vain in music room 2, yeah. When he hadn't showed up to practice, it wasn't because he'd tripped by the school facility committee. It was... Oh, wait! Oh, that one day when he didn't come back to play the guitar. That was day before that. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. She's been waiting and the guitar never like happened actually that one day, and she kicked desks again. She's dotting and kicking desks. Her whole school life. Also because she was off looking for this meaningless thing. Oh, I don't want you to think I'm mocking you because it's a middle school students. It's for middle school students. It won't be a big deal. It wouldn't be ideal to just give you something that's more difficult all of a sudden when it comes to things like this. Right now, I get the feeling that you don't even know which part you struggle with. It's during times like this you should go back to very fundamentals or something. Once you get a grasp of that, you'll be surprised at how far you can progress. I'm just kidding. Actually, what made me think of this was... What? Eh? Are you an idiot? Kinda. Kazusa felt dizzy. You know, I've been meaning to tell you this for a while, but you shouldn't be so quick to call idiots. Also, wow, this is like pot cutting to a kettle. God damn it. Or kettle talking to a pot. I forgot which direction that's in English. Anyway. Like, you don't even know which part you struggle with. You should go back to fundamentals or something. This is something that Kazusa could probably tell about his guitar playing. Right now. So it's like, yeah, you do that, Haruki. You do that. You know, I've been meaning to tell you this for a while, Toma, but you shouldn't be so quick to call people idiots. You escaped out on practicing the guitar so you could go look for a reference book? Yeah. Eh? So he didn't know that she's been waiting, and she knows that he's playing always after school. She looked for like... been looking at him like that closely. Huh? She had lamented his evident lack of any sense of urgency, but figured there wasn't so much she could do about it. At long last, he remained incapable of saying no to people when they asked him for things. Yet despite that, I told you to play every day. I said it. It didn't have to be 10 hours a day, but at least 10 minutes. I told you to never skip it. Ooh, wow. The summer day in this music room filled with clumsy guitar. I told you, you weren't getting better because you weren't working hard enough. That if you really seriously exerted yourself, even with a little amount of practice, you'll be able to play. Okay, that conversation went way different way than I thought. Kazusa really is like open up right now. Toma, nothing has changed, Kitahara. What do you think you're gonna be? What, you think you're gonna be able to perform well at the school festival if this keeps up? She might not be old articulate, but she meant what she said, and he just ignored it. No, listen, I don't wanna hear it. You just haven't done a single thing I said. Look, proficiency test starts next week. God damn it, Haruki. But on the other hand, like, Haruki probably cannot comprehend why Kazusa is so angry at him right now. Like, they never like made any promise like I will play. It was just like advice from her basically, and he never thought that Kazusa will like, you know, follow him with this. He don't know that she's like teaching him with the music with piano from the next room. She have no idea. Like, he thinks that like their interaction with music ended that summer basically, that summer break. Okay. And his priority is like, yeah, tests next week. I mean, it makes sense, right? Tests next week is like way closer than the festival. And he don't know why music is so important to Kazusa as well, because he have no idea about her family situation as well. There are more important things than just the guitar right now, you know? It's no time for it to be worrying about someone like me either. Okay, yeah, this is what I just talked about. All more important things like the guitar, yeah. That's next week. Taking priorities. Just like Haruki, yep. And they had like no actually official like deal, like, yeah, I will play to the every day and stuff. This was something he had said to her time and time again. Illness advice, telling her to focus through sports days, summer break, the school festival, and the classes and tests that inevitably came before and after. Yeah, okay. Are you planning on skipping practice for the whole exam period so you can study? Is that what students are supposed to do? Oh wow, yeah. That's just like Haruki. This is so Haruki line. His everlasting unwavering conviction. He wasn't wrong. In fact, his assumption was more correct than Kazusa to the overwhelming extent. Yep, I can agree. Like I said, like, Haruki is actually making sense here. Kazusa is the one that doesn't make sense to Haruki actually this time. Like I said, like, he had no obligation to like play every time. Like, this is not the thing that is like important for him basically right now. Like, he wants to play on the festival, I guess, but it's not like it's going to, you know, change his whole life, you know. Like you're a student, you're supposed to, like, you know, actually learn stuff, not like play around. Like, play around is the hobby basically for him. For Kazusa it's much more, but he doesn't know. Fine, so Kazusa understood. Oh great, then let's... I'm leaving. Understood that she and this idiot, no, she and this genius would never be able to understand each other. Yeah, you did not understand each other for a long time. God damn it, the whole introductory chapter had been so painful. Look, I will accept this. I will even use this. Really? I'm glad to. So quit worrying about me. Don't even think about teaching me how to study again. Toma? Koza stood up on the bench and walked away, as if to say she had no more business or interest in matter. And Kitahara watched her leave, dumbfounded. Huh? Wait, hang on. Where are you going? Oh yeah, that's our homeroom teacher. Wait, what? Wait. Wait, what? The same emotion that Kazusa had just experienced now shot in my face. That I'm taking a day off, so I can study hard for my proficiency tests. Okay. I wonder if that's a bullshit or not. The pain and frustration of wanting to understand the other person but being unable. Of course, she didn't go straight home. I might not be able... It might be not be middle of the night, but Kazusa couldn't put herself in the desolate place right now. So, on this weekday afternoon, in her school uniform, she wandered aimlessly through the shopping center Minamisugetsu. Any piece of clothing or accessory that caught her eye, she bought it with a credit card without even looking at the price. It's nice to have money. So nice. She withdrew 100,000 yen in cash and spent several hours frittering away more than half of it in the arcade. I need a rise in my job. God damn it. At first, Kazusa was easily swindled out of 100 yen in a matter of seconds, being a beginner in shooting and fighting games. But her quick perception allowed her to improve quickly, and her coins stopped going as quickly, so she was forced to move to the crane games. But then she wound up with so many prizes on her hands that she could barely move. What the hell? She's just... like, her existence is a cheat. What the hell? By the time she left the arcade, it was already completely dark outside, but she still wasn't really in the mood to go home. She crammed her stuff into the coin locker and began wandering again. Wait, so she came back to school to put all the rewards and stuff that she got? Wait, what's a coin locker? Wait, coin locker is not the locker in the school. Wait, what? What is this? What's a coin locker? Wait. Let me check really fast. Where is this? A coin locker. Oh, this is like a warehouse in Japan. Wait, this is like strictly Japan thing, right? Wait, this is Japanese thing. That's why I didn't know what that is. I had no idea that's a thing. I mean, actually I knew, because something similar was like in Steins Gate, when they had IBM, but... yeah, okay, I forgot about this. Like, you can have like your own like personal locker with coins. Like, you just put coins in and you can use it. And seems like it's payment daily. And it's like 24 hours. Oh no, it's not 24 hours. It's like from midnight to midnight. It's not even 24 hours. Holy shit. Huh. Interesting stuff. Huh. The streets frequented by students were overflowing with people now that night had fallen, and as a result, the number of men trying to entice Kazusa grew greater and greater. Yeah, the two of them in the front of the station, two of them in the shopping district arcade, one in the alley. Three of them she drove away with the kick, one of them she shoved past with the torrent of abuse, one of them started an argument, only to embarrass himself in the midst of the crowd of onlookers. Normally, she'd be able to ignore this sort of thing completely and avoid trouble, but Kazusa's mood was just a little bit worse than usual today. In fact, her mood was absolutely terrible, yeah. When she finally reached home, it was after 10 PM, okay. She lay down in bed, still in her uniform, and within moments, her head was hazy. Maybe her body has finally catched up. with her after not sleeping for 2 nights in a row. Or perhaps the 5 helpings of pudding she had just eaten, the goodies in place of dinner, had satisfied her needs to keep her stomach full. This is just ridiculous. The amount of sugar she's consuming, Jesus. And this is sad as well, like we remember, like from the beginning, like it was I think like in the first chapter or something, like she stopped basically eating normally. It's at some point. I'm sleeping tonight, and that's that. For the morning, for tomorrow, however many days. I don't even care if I sleep all the way through those stupid proficiency tests. There's nothing bothering me anymore. There's nothing for me to worry about. There's no need to concern myself with him anymore. Yeah, that's not happening. Now, if you think about this, Kazusa, like, oh my god. Like, Haruki kinda unreversed her. Because Kazusa told him to like practice every day because he will not make it. And Haruki basically gave her a book to study to pass the proficiency tests. And if she will not like actually use this book and actually learn and actually pass, that would be like exactly doing what Haruki is doing. Like, did not took advice, basically. Haruki just unreversed her with the book. Still lying down with her eyes and brain half shut, she reached out the side of the bed and picked her school bag, which had flung down when she came in. There wasn't a lunchbox in there. The stuff she brought was a different bag, and she certainly wasn't about to do any homework. But unsure of why she done it, Kaos automatically opened the bag. Huh? The content was no different from usual, but something seems off about it. Okay. There was almost nothing in there. Handkerchief, wallet, candy, and that was all. None of the writing implements or textbooks that any other student would carry around. There hasn't been anything like that there, so there shouldn't be a problem. Wow. Like, this just gave me a chills suddenly. She's now realizing how miserable like her life is right now, basically. Like, she gave up on everything pretty much after giving up on piano. Like, she gave up on being a student as well, in a sense. No one acknowledged her, no one like wanted to talk to her, and Haruki is like the first person in like 2 years basically that told her, hey Toma, you know, you're a student and you're fucking terrible at this. Basically that's what Haruki is saying to her. And yet anxiety boiled up her. She racked her drowsy brain trying to come up with the reason why it had occurred to her to open it in the first place. Yeah, first time in a while that you actually want to use your like school stuff because of Haruki. After nearly a minute, she finally hit upon the root of the uneasiness. She had put something into this normal empty bag this morning and it wasn't there. Chlorophyll Publishing Sprout Series 16 Foundation English Grammar. The paperback from the bookstore. No big deal after all. Having reached her conclusion, Kazusa let out the sign of simultaneous disappointment and relief. Because it wasn't the discovery of the century, nor some enormous bitter loss. On the contrary, she had already excluded it from her memory. She smiled derisively at herself yet again for unconsciously troubling herself over something so stupid. The pointless resource she would never use, but throw it out with the burnable trash would make her look bad. And no second-hand bookstore would buy it from her. It was nothing but a nuisance. If she dropped it outside, it would be a stroke of good luck in many ways, saving her a whole lot of time. It was like she cared about the environment. So Kazusa felt free to shut her eyes. With the room, lights shining bright as always, praying vaguely that tomorrow would be a better day. Even though she wasn't planning on waking up tomorrow. Oh! Ah! The other meaning of this is terrible. Oh my god. I don't... Okay, anyway. Jesus. We're closed for night. Stop, don't talk to me, I'm busy. Yeah, she's talking to herself again. But, goodness, I managed to get to branch. Cause I had appeared here again. The place she had been a few hours earlier, only to eat pudding. Oh, never mind. She actually woke up and just went outside again. Never mind then. But right now, she was... what she was doing wasn't any of things people normally come to a family restaurant to do. Eating, taking a break, killing time. If you want me to leave, go and look for it. It's a paperback about this big with the Kintagunia bookstore logo on it. Wait, what? I've told you we haven't found anything like this here. So she's like pretending to be here to search for this book because she didn't lost it. She had it at home. So she's just like taking advantage of this to eat pudding. So it's not burgers, it's a pudding. The pudding with an answer in the course. But we still like burgers. Because they ate burgers with sets now. And they're cooking. Really? Not under the chairs, not in the kitchen? Did you get down the floor and crawl with hands and knees to look for it? That's what you are doing right now. Because you refuse to look seriously, even though you are the employee. Well, excuse me. The young part-timer whose name... Oh, wait! Wait, she actually lost this? I assumed she had this book in the bag because she was talking about this here. But she actually lost this. And she actually genuinely went out to search for it. So fruitfully. Holy shit. Okay, yeah, this book is definitely a big deal for her. I mean, it's from Kitahara, come on. Obviously it's going to be a big deal for her. But yeah. Young part-timer whose name played with Sato had been had by this point ceased to use his customer service voice and began dealing with Kazusa in frank, pitiful way. As a candidate for a manager, he had been forced to deal with this final customer and absolutely refused to leave. And was chewing over the outrage of it all. Maybe it isn't here. Was this item you lost really that important? Of course not. What are you talking about? I could ask you the same. She meant to shut her eyes. No worries, no regrets about feeling refreshed. In fact, forgetting all about this existence, all about him. I just woke up in the bad mood, that's it. Yeah, you didn't sleep. Anyway. But yeah. So you woke up in the bad mood like 2 days ago. I think I'm able to sleep pretty well tonight myself. So really, this was just a small impulse on her part. The bewildered look on his face at that moment. Her false promise to use the book. She had just been a little bit worried that they might bring something bad in her dreams. Anyway, I've taken care of that obligation. He should be grateful I looked for it at all. Now it's the next day, huh? We have these dots here. The dashes. No, not many that had been handed in. Oh, she's still searching in the next day, I think. Or it's the same night. Anyway, we'll continue. I see. In the police box in the front of Inamisogetsu station, on the way home from the family restaurant after she'd cut her search short, search short. It was pure coincidence. It was there. It was pure coincidence it was there. It's not like it took much time just to ask. Okay. I guess like it's like this book maybe with other things and she just missed that because she put things in the coin locker and she got 2 bags at home. One with a bunch of stuff that she bought and the bag for school that was empty. And I would assume that she put this like paper bag with everything else and she just missed this, so she may find it at home actually. That's what I think could be. It's possible. Making all those little bothersome excuses to herself, Kosa spoke somewhat nervously to the old man standing there in a uniform that seems to embody the law itself, while being reminded the face of the certain acquaintance of hers, who seems as though he could very well end up in this occupation in the future. If you don't mind writing your address and your phone number, we'll contact you if it's found. Oh. The police officer dealt with her far more warmly than she had imagined. He even contacted the other police boxes in the area, checking to see whenever they had been shown up at any of them. But it's sort of thing they sell in the most bookstores, right? And if it wasn't dropped with anything else, I think likelihood of anyone bringing book by itself is fairly low. Yeah, but it's special for her at this point. Though he didn't forget to give her cold hard truth, that was completely reasonable opinion. After all, if she were the one to find something like that, she would probably just leave it in a second she saw it was a book. In other words, Kazusa was on a fool's errand. And since it's not expensive, you could just buy a new copy if you're in a hurry. That would defeat the point. Yeah, the point? The point is, it's not important enough to warrant buying a new one. Whenever Kazusa was trying to cut off the police officer words at that moment, or to cut off her own thoughts, she didn't know herself, and there was no way anyone else would either. Oh, at least it started falling. The sky had been breaking down even since she arrived to Minamisugetse 2 hours later, but in the moment of absence, it allowed the cold wind to freeze its tears into ice. It was getting very late, probably come to the midnight. Okay, so the snow is falling, so in a sense, so this is another memory that she have with the snow. Like, Haruki and stuff is like, we remember like they're talking in the introductory chapter about snow being basically painful memory and also like in general full of memories of like them time spending together, but this is also the memory of Setsuna being alone and feeling like she betrayed Haruki in a sense because she lost the thing that Haruki gave her. Kinda like this. Not necessarily betrayal, like, but, you know. Yeah, that sucked. It was getting very late, probably close to midnight. The last trains were surely about to leave, but Kazusa reminded under the eaves of the Setsugu shopping arcade, looking up at the train. After she left the police box, her feet were supposed to take her back to the station, back home, but just as they had at the school gate this morning, they had begun taking her in the exact opposite direction. She opened and checked the contents of every coin locker she had used that day. Wow, she used multiple of them. Holy shit. Crawled around inside the arcade, here and there with her eyes rooted to her feet, and made any number of trips around the area where she'd gone shopping. However, Kazusa may as well have been looking for a single grain in the sand of the desert, and reached the present moment with no results whatsoever. I should probably just... Kazusa's voice
As she muttered, this was nothing like gripping and exciting she had been doing before. With every word tingled with resignation, her tone grew more and more desolate. Her body was remembering her own face and voice on that day that the world abandoned her. Wow. So, the day that world abandoned her. So this is the day when she stopped enjoying piano when her mother left her, right? That's the day that she mentioned here. She had gone so far in search as to even ask the other people. She had gone all the way to the police, all for the single book she would never use, for a product she could easily acquire just by walking to Onjico next day. I should go home. She was about done going along with this uncharacteristically ridiculous whim of hers. Her body, after hours of walking and running around all the city, was starting to scream, hurting, heavy, tired, cold. The streaks of the pouring rain. Oh, not snow, rain. Okay, never mind. My bad. I mean, it's summer. Why I thought fucking rain? Snow. Sorry, I'm terrible. God damn it. Sorry, it's summer. Right. Damn it. Why I thought rain? Like, why I thought snow? God damn it. Sorry about that. Rain steadily started to increase their pace. A blissful, merciful rain cooling her down from the post-summer heat, as well as her own famished body following her search. But that she stayed on it, in it, became loathsome rain, stealing away her body heat. So it was no longer up to debate. This time she really would. Yeah. Also, if she cries now, she can just say it's raining, and it's actually going to be raining. I just wasted a huge amount of time, but that's enough. I'm going to go home, take a bath, fall asleep, and forget about everything. Yeah, I can just forget all this. I made my attempt. I put all my effort into it. I've done enough, and I've had enough of him. I put all my effort into it. This is a little bit of like contradiction to what she used to say when it goes to playing and what Kitahara is doing. Like, she's saying like, all your best is not good enough, basically. Usually. I mean, she can like... Yeah, we know her, like, what she thinks about like putting effort and actually bringing like, you know, some results. Yeah. But this is fun that she's saying I put all my effort into it and you still failed. Funny and sad. She slipped out of the arcade and ran into the rain. Of course, in the opposite direction from the station, towards Hojo University and its affiliated high school. I'm just gonna go to school tomorrow anyway, so who cares if I stay up a little longer. Her excuses herself were getting harder and harder to buy. Yeah. She really wants this book back. Why? The time had reached 3 in the morning. Holy shit. Why I can't find it? She's so desperate at this point to find this. She really wants this. As a result, Kosa's outcry of resentment was drowned out by the sound of the rain pelting the pavement and didn't reach anyone. I just said if she will cry, she will just say it's just rain. Oh my god, I just called that out. She had searched so many places for so many hours. From the shopping arcade to the park where she had parted ways with him. From the park to the school gate, just to make doubly sure. From the school gate to the station, just to make sure one more time that she hadn't forgotten to check anywhere. The shops I'd visited, the arcade, the family restaurant. She had repeated the cycle over and over again. Stupid idiot. And the chance of her finding it had been minuscule from the start, she knew it. But even if she understood, she couldn't get it through her head. So her anger was directed herself. Half of the earlier. It was directed at herself, who had usually made a straight round trip between school and home. But just today of all days, she had to have acted recklessly. So, god damn it, this is bad. This is also showing up like, listen, from one perspective, like, you are glad that she's like, you know, searching for it and stuff, right? Like, you can see that it's important for her and stuff. But this can give her also the idea of like, you see, this is what happens when I break my cycle, when I don't do what I always do, when I meddle with unnecessary things that I never considered before. Everything getting fucked up. So I should not do that. I should just go back home, go back to school, go back home, and not getting involved with anything. It's like she will like blame. She could like kinda blame herself and Haruki for this as well. For changing her routine. And that change made her hurt. More than usual, in a sense. She would be so happy, actually, if she would just go back home this time, today. She would be just so happy to just have this book next to her, probably. Even if she would not open it. And now it's not there. It's just like Haruki. Like, Haruki is, like, evading her. Like, she's evading Haruki. So... God damn it, I'm starting to comparing, like, Kazusa and Haruki relationship with Kazusa and the book relationship. God damn it. They just can't find each other. Anyway. At herself, a few hours before, who had treated her first ever present for him so shabbily. At herself, who had no idea how badly a single moment carelessness would be rebound on her later. She wanted her foolish, lying past self to know how she felt now. Such a goddamn joke. I'm running in circles like this. Why can't I act like usual when he's involved? Rain continued to fall. The spear-like drops splashed loudly against the road at the school, normally shrouded in silence in the middle of the night like this, and pierced Kazusa mercilessly. Nevertheless, she glared up at the clouds at her usual defiant manner, accepting the heavy, painful deluge head-on. Her opponent did not flinch from her gaze, dashing itself against her head, her face and her eyes. That singing, that pain, gave Kazusa an excuse for the redness of her eyes. I called that, goddammit. The moment they mentioned rain, I knew this will happen. Not yet. Yeah, she don't know when to give up. At least now. Because she gave up on the piano 2 years ago. And now she's not giving up again. On something else that's important to her right now. Her feet were too worn out to run anymore, but Kazusa dragged them along anyway. Retracting the path she had just come down. She wasn't going to give up. Because if she gave up, it would break the bond connecting the two of them together. Though it was a bond that half a day earlier she decided herself would no longer exist. A bond that she had continuously denied without even knowing whenever she was conscious of it. Even so, she had no choice but to acknowledge that there was some significant attachment left in her heart. It was pure coincidence. The tiny park on the way to school, where she had last parted ways with him. That the 5-step staircase as an entrance. Right beside that, in a thicket, underneath the shrubbery, as though it had been taking shelter from the rain, so the paperback, the Kitanga, its printing faintly blurred. Okay. She found it actually, so it was not in the bag. Ah, ah, oh, she had passed by this spot countless times already and overlooking it, but then she leaped and fell on the stairs, which put it in the line of her line of sight. Okay. It was because, unlike most people, her instinct had been to protect her hands, which led her to a full body collapse. She banged her knees, her thighs were scrapped, even every part of her body apart from her back, chest and palms had been injured. As she lay there for a while, unable to sit up from the pain, her gaze became parallel with the ground. Got the paper bag. And the music stopped, so I assume I'm at the end of my playlist. Okay, reset. Okay. For the first time in a long while, she thanked heaven that she was a pianist and those habits of hers were still etched into her body. Finally, she managed to sit up, setting herself off the stairs, took the muddied paper bag and held it tightly to her chest. Ah. In a way, like her being a pianist and like music and piano being etched into her by her mother and stuff, like even though like her mother's like painful for her right now and stuff, you know, in a sense, that helped her find something else she cared about. The one thing she hates right now, let her find something she likes. I'm cooking too much. Sorry. It had been out of some notion of protecting the book from the rain, but given that her whole body was sopping wet, it wasn't likely that her holding would be very effective. She was well aware of this, but she couldn't stand the affection her heart had begun to feel for this inanimate object, because she had dedicated the whole of herself tonight to this very object. Last though, her last laugh is on you, Kitahara. I found it. Wow. After a short moment, she gingerly opened the paper bag she held to her chest. Even though the brush had protected it somewhat, the book contains the rain was far from undamaged. The cover was dark with moisture, and the entire volume gone somewhat wavy. But Katsusa didn't care about that, because whenever or not the book was in a good shape was absolutely no interest in her. All that mattered was that it was there. Huh? As she turned the pages over to check their condition, her hand suddenly stopped. Oh? It stopped a scrap of paper that wasn't part of the book, the letters that weren't part of the printed text. Whoa, Haruki put in some kind of letter? Huh. It was a hidden message directed to the person who would probably never use a book like this, and therefore the extremely low probability of reaching her eyes. Discreet but lacking in consideration, as though she'd wanted to put up some sort of front, but her embarrassment suppressed the feeling had got in the way, preventing anything from being conveyed. In the face of some old stupidity from the idiot class rep, all Kazusa could do was laugh weakly. It welled up spontaneously from her heart, even to blur out the anger, the frustration, the irritation that she had felt up to this point. Idiot, you're such an idiot. Even so, she wanted to keep smiling like this for today, because she's done it. She found that single grain of the sand in the desert. It wouldn't be going too far to call it a miracle. No, Kazusa could readily believe. Kazusa could readily believe what had happened was fate. Toma, next day. What's in the letter? What's in the text? Give me answers! What's in the text? God damn it. The moment Kazusa reached the classroom, she flopped down on her desk and didn't budge. Listen, Tom, how about yesterday? Don't talk to me right now. Class rep, who seems to have looking for a chance to talk with her from the instantly named the eyes in the classroom, was forced out of the initiated by this lightning fast maneuver. He walked to talk to her about what happened yesterday. He wanted to know the reason for her anger, which he was in the dark about. He wanted to tell her off with how she should have skipped class, even if she had wronged her, which was supposed to be common sense. And he wanted to express his timid yet resolute attempt at repairing the relationship somehow. Look, all I need is a minute. Will you just listen to me? Again. There was so much for him to tell her that he couldn't accept her rejection. So, as always, he continued to press her, knowing full well that would make her hate him more. I'm sleepy. Next week. Let me sleep today, don't wake me up. Toma? And surprisingly, she accepted it somewhat easily, albeit with conditions attached, in a manner that seems like a sidestep, as though nothing had happened. To him, with all those extraordinary things he bore for her, the excuse to delay was all too welcome. Alright. Sleep tight, Toma. Oh wow, Haruki actually let it sigh. Should you really be saying that? But he didn't know the truth. How significant it was that Kazusa was here right now. That the dawn had broken by the time she returned home last night, rather this morning. That the instant she stepped out of the shower, she felt swamped by the relief, exhaustion, and sleep deficit all of the time. Such a second carelessness might have led to her collapse immediately. Then the option to just pass out had fitted through her brain over and over. That the injuries all over her body arched with every step she took, and it took her half an hour longer than usual to reach the school. And that even after all that, she wanted to sleep peacefully next to someone today. Wow. And of course that someone next to her couldn't just be anyone. So he didn't know, and he probably never would, about the great adventure undertaken last night by Kazusa, the faithful dog. Oh my god. Oh, the way she calls herself a dog. Oh wow. I mean, Haruki is training his whole class basically. If you think about this. He's doing this to everyone. But yeah, this is special for Kazusa case. 1 week later, the Hojo University affiliated high school had successfully finished its proficiency tests, and Tomakus had received the lowest scores in all 5 subjects. The closed-off classroom had become more bearable than it had been in the summer, and one needed only to open the window to let in more present air. The AC wasn't necessary. With exams over, the clubs regained their former energy, and the school once more echoed the familiar sounds of shouts and music instruments. After looking down at the schoolyard for a while, taking the breeze, concealed behind the curtain, Kazusa slowly stepped up to the piano and sat down with the same perfect posture as always. And as always, she slowly began to play, waiting for 5 o'clock. It was early October, and with it, dusk was gradually becoming an earlier occurrence as the days passed. It was the first Tuesday since the exams had ended and the clubs regained their former energy. More specifically, it was just about 50 minutes after 5 PM. It still sucks. Yeah, that's not going to improve for a while. Even though hardly a second had passed since she heard the first sound, Kazusa was already appraising the performance. She had been waiting so adamantly that she didn't actually listen to what was being played. Yes, the guitar part of the White Album was flowing from the room next door. Because nothing else responded more instantly than usual. The classical etude that she had just been playing shifted its rhythms, shifted its key, and quickly joined in with that dated pop tune. Also, yeah, like she cared about this like book, like this present, the first like appreciation, the first thank you from the person that she admires, actually, like secretly, like unconsciously, because she doesn't want to acknowledge it. And after like 2 years, it's been so important. This book been so important for her on so many levels that like leaving Haruki for Setsuna is now double painful, like in the introductory chapter. It's like all of this she did for nothing. Basically, that's what she felt like. She probably felt something like this, like back then you were the one who acknowledged me, who thanked me, and yeah, that was important for me, and now you just left me. It's like I can't find you, like I couldn't find the book. But she found the book at the end. She found a way for Haruki at the end. Cooking too much. And as if we lack wisdom by now, her neighbor immediately began to play comfortably, as though entrusting anything to her accompaniment. Perhaps the very standard song selection to begin was meant as a way of dispelling the pent-up frustration of not being able to practice recently thanks to the exams. The White Album that came drifting in on the wind for the first time in ages made it easy to imagine how much he was enjoying himself. Full of energy, lively and bright, mismatched with esteemed from its lyrics. The lyrics that sang of the difficult laugh. But today, instead of correcting and redirecting, Kazusa abandoned her perfectionism. Whoa! That's big! And went along with his pace, strength and enjoyment. Oh, this gave me chills. What a line! I did not expect that to happen. Just for today, this is fine. To just have fun. To just be happy. Ah, this is so good. Just playing together was enough. Huh? As Kazusa raised her tempo to match his, he raised it even more. When Kazusa ramped it even higher, did his utmost to keep up. It was clearly a debacle of a session, with way too much energy crammed in. A terrible performance, with none of the quality of the original song left, and yet... Kazusa's face was shining in the way it was never had before. It was so different from normal, too fast, too strong, and yet not a single note was out of place. And you said studying was students' first priority. God damn it! After a 2-week gap, Guitar King Haruki had plainly improved his ability compared to his previous performance prior to exams. He still hadn't fixed his habits of going too fast or being unable to match her pace, but he was able to pick up the most important things, the sounds. That was a skill that could not be improved without daily practice, and one that could not have been acquired without practicing it correctly from the very outset. Oh my god. So what you told him actually made impact on him as well. You are just as stupid as me, aren't you? Yep, you are both worth each other. Sounds are way more honest than words. You were practicing during the exam period too, weren't you? Even while you were studying, you thought about the guitar. You played it secretly, reading that book. No, not textbooks. Wait. You played it secretly reading that book? Oh, yeah. She was reading the book, not the textbook. So she actually used that book. Okay. Yeah, okay, I see. The park late at night, in the rain, returned vividly in the Kazusa mind. Okay. Oh, note! Note! Let's go! The single note, tucked between the pages of the dumb reference book. I bought the guitar practice book you told me about. Oh! It's really easy to understand. I think I should be able to follow along. Thanks to you, I remember that the most basic foundation are the most important thing. That's why he said like you should go back to the basics if you can't like do shit. Remember how I said like this is basically what it's similar to like what Haruki and Kazusa told to each other about the foundations. I talked about this before. I don't remember exactly what I talked, but I talked about this a little bit. Unless I've cut this, I don't remember. I'm recording for some time now. I don't know how much. I cut some stuff, I think. Maybe. At least like I had some cuts during the recording today. Anyway. That's why I really think this book will be the most useful to you. Yeah, the foundations. I'm the studying expert here, so try to take my word. The school festival and graduations aren't far off. We both got the work to do, so let's do it, Kitohara. I love this letter. I love this one. This is so good. This is so a reference to the beginning when I talk. I just talked about this, about the foundations. Yeah. Like Haruki did, like I said that Haruki didn't took her advice, I think, or something, of like fixing your foundations or something. Or I was saying like Haruki talk about the foundations while not fixing his own, something like that. Yeah. So he actually did that. So he actually go and back to fix his foundations too. So good. I'm in love with this. The Kaishua Proficiency series. They are exercise books for complete beginners. Just what do you need, Kitahara? Did you work your way up with these? No way, it was just my own natural torrent. Right. Just kidding. I wasn't using the guitar one, but they definitely helped. You play something other than the guitar? That's not relevant right now. Toma? Here, just play. I don't have all the time in the world. Okay, what is this conversation? Okay, this is some memory. Okay, I should just read. This is just conversation that happened at some point. She had mentioned the title of the book any number of times during the summer break. Yeah, okay. Well, she taught him about the guitar. Okay, yeah. So this is from the summer break. Back when she had started the piano. In other words, as soon as she was old enough to have awareness, Yoko had purchased the piano edition of the series and given to her. Okay. The mother had decided to give a book full of kanji to a 3-year-old child. But that cheeky daughter of hers, declaring herself a genius, took in all the symbols written to her and understood them perfectly. Wait. Okay, never mind. Her reading comprehension or sound comprehension really was higher than anyone else in her age group, a true child prodigy. Those long past lessons, etched into her by Toma Yoko, now tied themselves to reality. You screw up. Too bad. She's mocking him again. The guitar played had finally made a mistake right at the very end. Kausa laughed with a delight and scorn. That night, Kausa went without sleep for the first time in the week. Wow. However, it wasn't because she was practicing the piano or getting lost in thought, and certainly not because she was studying. She was undertaking something that could quite fairly be calling night work. Sewing of all things. What? The object in her was a stuffed dog from the one that mother bought. Oh. The birthday present that Yoko sent her 2 years ago. Yeah, that was 2 years ago, I forgot. Oh my god, I mean, I remember the dog, but I didn't remember if that was like a new present or that was the old one. Okay, that was the old one. So everything that happened with Haruki fixed her relationship with her mother. Basically, she's showing her past here. She's getting it back. It's not going to be the same, but it's going to be back. This emblem of rupture between mother and child, torn up and then neglected ever since. Kazusa worked tirelessly to stitch it up, the damage that she herself caused. At first, she had pricked herself a number of times, unaccustomed to handling a needle, but her piano-trained fingers quickly found the knack, steadily picking up her pace, and her stitches became cleaner. Even so, Kazusa controlled her pace whenever it started to run too high, warned herself against getting too carried away, and stood carefully, attentively, trying to keep the stitches as small and hard to see as possible. It wasn't that she'd forgiven her mother, nor that she had accepted the word, but this stuffed animal, this dog had done nothing wrong. Wow, this is such a change in Kazusa. And Kazusa herself absolutely had done wrong. The newly sewn up toy was slightly crooked, but that misshapen actually resonates with her all more. Yeah, it was like a loyal dog. Oh my god, she's actually going to convey this to herself and Haruki right now. Oh my god, are you serious? I thought about this only as like fixing her past. It's not the same, it's not going to be the same because it's fixed and it can be back together to like what it's been before. But I keep forgetting about the dog thing. Okay, so dog, burgers and pudding, these are important words. And book. Okay. It's like a loyal dog that kept on wagging its tail even though its feelings never reached its master. So after checking how much time there was before school, Kazusa lay with it in her arms for half an hour as it was warm, somehow as she held it. And like, if you think about this, like for the whole introductory chapter, Kazusa has been like a dog. Like she's like calling herself. Because she's been waiting for Haruki to open up to her. She did not initiate anything. She's been waiting for Haruki to come to her with the feelings. She's been hiding them and just wait. Basically, suffering herself, suffering alone. Just like the Flash dog suffered being, you know, without head. Okay, I'm leaving. Exactly 30 minutes later. Okay, 1 second. 1 second, I need to think about something. About the dog thing. So... Never mind. Never mind. Couldn't think what I wanted to. Never mind. Okay, I'm leaving. Oh wait. So after checking how much time there was before school, Kazusa lay with it in her arms for an hour. It seems warm somehow as she held it. Okay, I'm leaving. And exactly 30 minutes later, Kazusa tagged her copy of publishing experiments for the Foundation English Grammar next to her faithful dog's chest, addressed the two of them briefly, and left her room. So this book is somewhere in her room in the CGs probably. It's somewhere in her room. I remember the doggo in the room. Didn't you said like actually in the comments under one of the episodes that I should remember the dog? I don't... Maybe? I don't remember exactly. Maybe someone told me that? It was the first greeting she had given aloud in almost 2 years. Ah, the moment she stepped out of the house, she narrowed her eyes in the downpour of sunlight. The autumn sky wasn't as painful as the summer had been, but as mild as it was after staying up almost all night. Kazusa wished it was a little easier on her. I don't want to go to school, really. Until now, or at least until last year, she would never show up at school on a day like this. But now her body didn't listen to the grumbling of her mouth, and took her with a steady gait straight to the station. And her heart felt something comfortable in her body's self-willed response. Seriously, how bothersome. Her mouth, having been left behind, continued attempting to return fine with its retorts. But there was one within her to engage it. But there was no one within her to engage it. A clear autumn sky stretched out above Toma Kazusa had never really hated the sky. What a line! Holy crap! Starting with Kazusa always hated the sky, I think, right? No, she hated the sky, not always. She hated the sky, and it ends up she never hated the sky. Wow. Oh, I thought I would epilogue next episode. Never mind. Let's do this now. Wow, I love how this ends here. Epilogue. November. So just before introductory chapter. Kitahara Haruki leaves a terrible first impression on everyone he meets. This is because people instinctively avoid his repulsive personality. Anyone who holds a favorable impression of him from the start either has a very strange taste or is an idiot. Such a person has never shown up and will never show up. Or at least she never thought such a person would ever appear. You are Thomason, right? Oh Jesus, Ogiso, Setsuna. But she ended up finding someone like that. She found another girl who looked at him the same way she did. This is the beginning of the introductory chapter, right? This is the... I think after this they went after school and they had burgers, right? Is this that part? Wow. Anyway, what a cool story. Okay, I can see why you told me that this is actually important. This gives so much depth for Kazusa character. I love this, and for Haruki. So I need to check the CG, see if there's a book there. I swear. I wonder if Haruki remembers giving her this book. I wonder if Haruki even like mentioned the book with that he bought as well. Somewhere in the game that I just didn't realize that. Anyway, that's it for this episode. Thank you everyone. I will see you in the next episodes of White Album. I think we have another novel now after this, but I will have to check the like timeline thing. But the next one is short, I think, probably. Anyway, we'll see if the next is going to be novel or it's going to be like the next chapter of like visual novel. But yeah, anyway, thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one. Click that like button if you liked the episode, subscribe for more, check my Discord and become a member if you'd like to support me and see this episode earlier. Thank you once again, and for a Pocket Watch, let's go out.